Hello everyone!
Hello!
We are RiggyRob and Pimmsy.
We are early.
We are early. And we are here. We are going to finish off Return of the Obra Dinn today. Last time we left off with about like 45 Fate Soul, something like that. Maybe 42.
Lots of dead people.
Lots of dead people. And in the meantime, we figured out some more fates in between. So we figured out Zungi Satha was the ship steward who was shot by the bosun's mate. The bosun's mate, we got caught up on them thinking it was Mabba, who was the topman with the tattoos.
Yeah.
But the bosun's mate is actually the big bald guy wearing like a striped t-shirt, and he actually shot Zungi Satha from the inside.
We just figured that we must have got the name wrong for not having it authorised for this length of time, and then just guessed the one that was like the most.
We got the cook correct, where he wasn't clawed by a beast, he was struck by a beast's tail. So we got that correct. We got the Russians correct, which were, some of them got dragged overboard, and we basically just swapped the names around and just got the Russian, because they were basically the only options.
I'm gonna guess a few, because there's this guy and there's this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess their names now. I don't know if this is true or not. So
well, it makes sense that this is Li Hong as a topman, because he's to do with the rigging, and he's actually sat where the rigging would go.
No, he's not.
Why not?
He's on the stairs. He's not where the rigging would go to.
I'm
gonna guess. I'm just gonna guess one of these. Why not?
Just put Li Hong for now, and we'll see if it validates as correct or not.
Well, you don't know that.
No, I don't know that. That's why I'm saying it's a guess.
Well, he doesn't look.
He doesn't look like Alexander
Well, who
Booth to
else?
me.
But this looks like he's Asian.
Well, he might do, but also the other guy looks like he might be Asian.
Which guy? That guy.
No, the guy we were just talking about. The one sitting down. There, put his name as Li Hong.
Yeah, I don't understand why you're being so. Oh! How did you know that?
I didn't know that. I was making a very good guess. Because we had this guy, because he was killed by one of the Russians, because I got that correct off stream. He was speared because he was dragged. Oh, well, he wasn't dragged over.
Oh, I just guessed that one. That's quite good.
And he was speared by a terrible beast as well.
We just got 3 more guys.
Basically, yes.
Oh, that was quick.
So now we've only got 3 more options. So now it's like, okay, we can figure out who those people are, but we also need to figure out how they died.
Well, hang on, because I've still got. One of these is not named now.
Yes.
Not named. There's maybe Alex.
So
maybe we should just swap the names around
these
then.
3 guys must be Hammer Du Dion, or Dieu, George Shirley, and Alexander Booth. Because we know that Martin Perrott was the 3rd mate talking to Abigail. And we know that Philip Dahl was the ship steward that tore apart John Naples' foot.
Oh!
There you go.
I just swapped the names
You just swapped
around.
the names around.
2
2
more.
more fates correct. Hang on. Why is it only 2? Yeah, he got dragged overboard by the Kraken, and he was speared by...
Why is it only 2, though?
That's a good question. Why is it only 2? They're validated in sets of 3. Well, if you go to the crew manifest, we'll see who's not done yet. George Shirley. Philip Dahl.
But we can't put
And
a fate
Martin
to him.
Perrott.
And Christian Wool.
Why
So
did
we must have to do, maybe because it's the last ones. So obviously Christian is wrong, as is
Well, that's a bit odd, but...
as is George.
So what you're saying is their cause of death is wrong?
It must be, because we know for a fact that Mr. Wolf is Mr. Wolf because of that picture where he's... So that leaves George as must be George, because we figured out that Philip is Philip, and we figured out that
I don't know why it validated 2 fates rather than 3.
because there's only there's only 4 left, so we're gonna do 3 and then 1. Probably gonna do 2 2.
Okay.
2 2 2, because obviously there's still 2 left. Right.
All right.
So Christian. Right. So let's just go to his death to start off with.
And this is the one that it's quite difficult to figure out
Gun
whether
death.
it's the result of the terrible beast or the person who lit the cannon itself. Because...
But it says crushed.
Yeah. So when the cannon goes off and blows Christian Wolf's head off, right? The cannon's been lit, but is it the result of the person who lit the cannon, or is it the result of the beast dragging the cannon across and making it explode in his face? That's the thing that's difficult to pin down. It's the same thing with John Naples. John Naples dies from his injuries because he bleeds out because his leg's cut off. But there's not a bled out option. So, you have to say
his leg's been
it was torn apart, and then because of the way that the captain's talking to the steward, you can say that, right, he's the reason why.
This isn't the gun deck, is it?
This is the gun deck, yes.
It is the gun deck?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure, actually. Oh, you keep going down, then you might find it there. No, you've already gone down. You've already gone past the gun deck. This is the bottom deck. The gun deck's the second one down.
Oh, alright.
That's fine. I mean, yeah, this is a game.
Because you were shouting at me.
I wasn't shouting at you.
Hang on, where are we?
So it's the guy on the right.
Is it not him?
He gets crushed by a cannon.
Oh, it's him.
Let's hit this one. This is Christian Wolf, and also George Shirley, we're assuming, dies at the same time.
Maybe we got the person that shot him.
Well, that's literally what I just said.
The fuse!
So, someone's getting crushed underneath the cannon, which goes off. This is Lewis Walker, which we've got correct. He's the one who lit the cannon, but that cannon there might not be the same as, being lit by Lewis Walker. It might be crushed by a terrible beast or whatever else.
Pretty definitive.
This is Christian Wolf, yeah. So it could be he got decapitated by Lewis Walker, but yeah, it's really not intuitive to say what the actual thing is. So yeah, so instead of decapitated, then no, we know it's Lewis Walker who lit it.
Yeah, but it says decapitated, so it could be decapitated by a beast.
Beast, yeah, I guess. Shot by a cannon by a beast, something like that.
Where's the...
So keep going. Yep. By a terrible beast. But if it's not...
No, that's shot with a gun.
If it's not going to validate it as correct until George Shirley's done correct, because he's crushed by a cannon, but it's not because it's a loose cannon. It's the one where the beast has got his tentacles around.
What?
Turn around. This cannon here, underneath, there is a guy. He's crushed by a cannon, but it's not because it's a loose cannon. It's because the beast is holding a cannon and moving it around. So it's like...
No, he wasn't at all.
Crushed by a beast?
He is crushed by a beast.
Yeah, that's Abraham Akbar. There's two people who died at the same time as Christian Wolf. He's alive at that point. So he's crushed by a terrible beast in some way.
Alright.
In the memory we were just in.
What?
Change his fate from crushed by a loose cannon to crushed by a terrible beast. Okay. So it could be, instead of that, he was blasted by Lewis Walker, or not sure what else you'd say it as.
I mean,
It's odd because it's like it's the beast that's doing it, but
who's this guy?
I don't know. That's one of the. Oh, it's the gunner.
Maybe
So
he
they're
was
both...
dead before. Maybe he's being crushed by the terrible beast.
So you think before he's shot,
He might, yeah.
crushed by a terrible beast instead? Okay, that
I'll
makes
try
sense.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no point in not trying it. Maybe.
No, okay, it's
that's
not
not
validated.
it.
But then that might also mean that George Shirley was crushed by a terrible beast instead as well. Because I forget if we got the same thing for him.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, try it.
Maybe we got the names wrong way around.
No, the names are
right.
correct.
What do you want me to try, sir?
So just try, instead of crushed by a terrible beast, he was crushed by...
Cannon.
It's hard to say as a loose cannon. I don't know. I'm
going to go back to that other memory and see. Where's the door? Herm. Imagine if they were just poison. Let's try it.
What else
Hang
would
on.
it be?
Oh, my phone is vibrating.
Well, why don't you turn it off then? That would help.
Who's it I'm looking at?
The last two people we're trying to do is Christian Wolf and George Shirley. We're pretty sure we got the names correct, but the people that the way they died is kind of...
Let's just listen. Hang on. Let's listen. Please. That implies to me that one of them was crushed.
Mm-hmm.
But saying that is just a frigging war.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's the other one?
The guy that's... So... Okay, so... This guy that's on the floor is Akbar.
So the guy that we're talking
The
about
guy
is
that
back
is
there.
George Shirley is... Where is he, actually? That's a good point. Because if we think that he was shot by a cannon by Lewis Walker, it might have been Akbar instead.
Well, hang on.
And then...
This is Christian.
Yeah.
So we think... Well, I'm going to put Lewis here just for now, because I do think he's been shot by Lewis. I think it's quite clear.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people were doing the fuses.
But we need to find the other guy that's died, really.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I'm like, actually, I can't see where George Shirley did die.
Well, he's died somewhere here.
Mm-hmm. So if you can find his body specifically, then we might be able to tie that a bit better.
Who's that? You can see. I think if I go around here, that should... Is that gonna... No. So, see, he was crushed by a beast.
Yeah, but basically, we've made the assumption that the guy on the right with the fuse in his hand is Lewis Walker, and that's why the cannon's gone off, but it might not be him. If Akbar has also got a fuse, because these guys are all holding sort of things, right?
Yeah.
If Akbar has a fuse in his hand...
He doesn't.
Well, we don't know, because
Akbar?
Akbar's the guy that's crushed underneath the cannon now. So right in front of you here, that's Akbar.
Well, I suppose. So you want me to change it from...
Well, if we look for George Shirley, we might be able to say whether that is correct or not.
I was just trying to, but you told me to...
I'm kind of putting some clues together, hopefully.
Oh, there he is. Is that him?
No, that's Volkov, and he's alive there, obviously.
Chicken shit.
So where is George Shirley then?
He's dead somewhere.
Yeah. Because we've got Lewis Walker, we've got Maba, we've got Volkov, Akbar's already dead. So...
One.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I guess so. Maybe
they were both shot with a cannon?
Maybe they were both shot by a cannon, but... If they were both shot by a cannon, then it would have to be by the same person.
Yeah, by Lewis.
So if it's not Lewis Walker, it would have to be one of the guys who is also here. Whether that's Volkov, Maba...
Oh, unless he's been pulled out.
I can't see.
I'm trying to find him, but I can't see him anywhere. You think I should put drowned?
No, I don't think you should put drowned, because it's not drowned, obviously. Right, try going into Akbar's memory, and if he's holding a fuse, we could say that Akbar...
No, because he's dead in this. I want to try and find out where not where Lewis is.
George Shirley.
Yeah.
But remember that some people die as a result of their injuries in a previous memory compared to the one where they actually died.
That would be fine if we could see where he is. I don't know where he is.
Right, is he holding something? Is that... That looks like it's on. And then both of them, yeah, the cannons... Maybe that's why we can't find Shirley, is because...
He's been splattered.
He's basically missed at this point.
So, should we try... What was his name?
Akbar. Because he's getting crushed and the cannon looks like it's lit. And then it goes off afterwards.
Where is he?
Akbar's probably towards the bottom. He's a demon, I think. Up one, maybe? Yeah, there he is. Because they're both at the same place, at the same cannon's going. Oh,
we
nice.
got the name wrong. That was it.
All currently solvable fates correct.
We're done. That's why it was only 2, because then it's 2, 2, and then obviously
The
last
last ones.
Awesome. So we just got the wrong guy. It looked like it was Lewis, but it isn't.
There is nothing left to do on the Obra Dinn. That's good. That means we can leave with the guy and we'll get the last chapter bargain unlocked.
Sweet. That's good. We thought it was Lewis, but actually Akbar had beaten him.
Akbar had already lit the cannon.
Which actually, now I think about it, if you go on the other one,
smoking gun.
He was, well, no, not even that. It was saying belay spark. So obviously
to Lewis. But Akbar had already done it.
Akbar had already done it, but Lewis did belay the spark. Or even if he didn't, they were already stopped by then.
You have to press X, or...
Oh.
Yeah. We got Jan here. She says, stream!
Hello!
Hello, Jan. Thanks for joining. How you doing?
You're about to see us do the last chapter.
We should go.
We should go.
Storm's nearly about, so we won't be coming back.
Ooh. TikTok.
Obviously, it gives you enough time to walk back on.
Finally. Sit down so you don't fall out.
It wouldn't surprise me if you do push us out, mate. Lots of death going on. Who are you then? I think he's the.
I don't think he's anybody important. He's just a guy to get you to the Obra Dinn and then back. Because remember, we're going to Morocco now to talk to the surgeon Henry Evans and give him what we found out.
Ooh. 1 week later.
So I wonder what happens if you do this without having all the fates solved then.
I don't know.
The Honourable East India Company insurance assessment for the good ship Obra Dinn, victim of calamitous events at sea, prepared by the Company Office of Investigation.
Oh shit, that skipped really quick.
So the ship was damaged in Squall Atlantic, sunk in the storm Falmouth, payout claim was £20,000, that's a lot. Cargo, all cargo lost, payout claim 5,000, all cargo lost for the Crown, payout for restitution 3,000. Captain Robert Witherell, fate, suicide, criminal findings. He murdered 3 crewmates and estate has been forfeited to the Crown.
4.
William Hoscott, first mate.
4 crewmates.
That's what I just said.
You said 3.
Did I? Okay. So Hoscott was shot by Witherell. Criminal findings was an attempted mutiny. Estate was fined £25. Nichols, the second mate, was shot by Tan. Criminal findings, murder of crewmates 2. Attempted mutiny, theft of cargo, fined £100. Martin Perrott. Fate unknown. Findings of merit. Extraordinary valor. Exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £90. You go through all that and you get 90 quid for it. John Davies, fourth mate. He was clubbed by Brennan. Criminal findings. He murdered a crewmate. The estate was fined £15. Questel the boatswain was torn apart by the beast. Findings of merit. Exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £70. Bosun's mate, Charles Minor, was torn apart by the beast. Criminal findings, murdered a crewmate. Estate unknown. Expense claim £15. Henry Evans, surgeon, fate, alive in Africa. Findings of demerit. Abandonment of crew and vessel. Estate awarded outstanding wages £50. James Wallace, the surgeon's mate, was decapitated by a beast. Findings of merit, extraordinary valor. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward £50. Winston Smith Carpenter was clawed. He had extraordinary valor. Estate was awarded the outstanding wages and reward £60. Marcus Gibbs, the carpenter's mate, spiked. Estate unknown. Outstanding wages donated to pension fund £30. Thomas Sefton was struck by a tail. Estate awarded outstanding wages £40. Let's see. So basically, the butcher was spiked. Exceptional performance of duties awarded outstanding £40. Christian Wolfe was shot by a cannon by Akbar. Exceptional performance of duties awarded £70. The gunner's mate, Aldous Viator, was shot by a Davies, murdered a crewmate and was fined £50. Duncan McKay, the purser, abandoned the crew and vessel but was drowned by the beast. £50. Finley Dalton, the helmsman, drowned by a beast, awarded outstanding wages £30. It's funny how some of them don't have extraordinary valor. Like, Finley Dalton did his best. He got stabbed in the leg with a spear and drowned by a beast, and yet nothing else for him. Edward Spratt, the artist, was strangled by a beast, awarded £50. Abigail Hoskett was crushed with rigging, no claim made. I wonder why.
Well, all the family died. The
Oh,
brother
goodness.
and
Yeah.
her husband.
Nunzio Pascal was knifed by Nichols, no claim made. Emily Jackson is alive in Africa. She murdered a crewmate with a shotgun. Findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel, fined £35. Jane Bird, alive in Africa, abandoned crew and vessel, estate was fined £10. Bunlan Lim, clawed, no claim made. Beng Sia was burned, he murdered a crewmate. Was he? Did he? I don't think he did.
Yes, he did.
Did he?
Yes, on the boat.
On the boat, okay, yeah. Expense claim £25.
He slit someone's throat and
I think
knifed
maybe you're
someone
right.
in the neck. That's because he was tied up. I get
Mhm.
it.
Chio Tan was speared by a beast, murdered a crewmate, £25. Hokseng Lao was shot by Brennan, no claim made. Zungi Satha was shot by Charles Minor, awarded the outstanding wages £35. Philip Dahl, fate unknown, criminal findings, murdered a crewmate, which was John Naples because his foot came off. Failure to perform duties, a fine £35.
He went bonkers.
Paul Moss was killed by Volkov by sword. Exceptional performance of duties and awarded out £45 outstanding. Samuel Gilligan was knifed by Sia, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo, fined £50. Roderick Anderson, crushed by a cannon, awarded £10. David James, alive in Africa, abandoned the crew, no claim made. Why no claim made there?
I don't know.
Because he's alive.
I don't know.
Peter Milroy
shit,
got
sorry.
exploded. Extraordinary Valor awarded £40. Thomas Lanker was knifed by a Viator, awarded £30. Charles Hirschtick was burned. Extraordinary Valor. Oh yeah, he did his best. Exceptional performance of duties awarded £50.
He really got fucked over, didn't he? He got set on fire by his mate.
Ahmed Gul fell overboard. Exceptional performance of duties awarded £35.
Did not fall onto the rigging, which is what
Nope.
we thought he did.
Timothy Butement was shot by Nichols. Extraordinary Valor awarded £35.
When
Huang
we
Li.
looked up and he was like in the air.
Huang Li probably had the worst of it. Was electrocuted. Unless you
Yeah.
consider getting strangled by the beast.
I would prefer to get electrocuted than to be ripped apart, I think.
True, that's a good point. Slow death by
Yeah.
being ripped. Ji Zhang was decapitated by a beast.
Like, it
Extraordinary Valor
It
awarded
stops
£35.
your heart, doesn't it? That's all it does.
Li Hong was speared by a beast, but also attempted
Attempted
mutiny and theft of cargo, so a fine £50. Wai Li was drowned by a beast. Extraordinary Valor, performance of duties awarded £45. Nick Bosserell got speared by a beast, awarded £25. Mabba was torn apart. He had
Mabba.
extraordinary valor.
Not the bossman.
Not the bosun's mate. No, the guy with the tattoos.
He was in
outstanding
loads of
wages.
memories, wasn't he?
He was in quite a few, yeah.
I think that's why we thought he was the bosun's mate.
No, I think we got caught up on your mate's been torn apart, and he was very clearly torn apart himself.
Yeah, none of the others were obviously torn
Yeah.
apart.
Lewis Walker, Topman, attempted mutiny, fined £25 and was clubbed by Witherell. Volkov was shot by Emily Jackson, murdered a crewmate, and also fined, estate unknown. Nikishin was drowned at sea, expense claimed was £50. Toporov was also drowned at sea, also 50 quid. Nathan Peters was drowned by a beast, also murdered a crewmate, a fine £25. Why? Hang on.
Oh.
Expenses being claimed versus estates being fined. What's the difference there?
No idea.
There was numbers on the right that says claim made.
I think that's us getting money.
Oh, because we're the insurer. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Maybe? I don't know.
Makes sense. So, yep, go to the next page. So Lars Linder was clubbed by Peters. The estate was awarded 15 quid. John Naples was torn apart by Philip Dahl. Exceptional performance of duties and outstanding wages of £25 were awarded. Renfred died of illness. Barely any way away from...
No explanation for the illness, though. We don't know where that's come from.
Just kind of lung illness, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Akbar was crushed and murdered 2 crewmates as well?
Yes, with a cannon.
I wouldn't call that murder.
Well...
That's not a criminal finding.
Kind of. He killed someone by shooting them in the face and removing their head with a cannon.
I guess.
Accidental murder.
Wassim was crushed by cargo. Exceptional performance of duties awarded £25. Solomon died of illness. £15 awarded.
Perfectly innocent before that last finding.
Basically. Next page. Hamahu Dion was speared by a beast. Exceptional performance of duties. Estate unknown. Donated £25 to the pension fund. Brennan. He only murdered one person.
Apparently.
I'm sure he murdered more than one.
I thought he did.
Oh, the firing line wasn't counted as murder.
What? Oh, because it was state issued.
Yeah, and then the guy that got his head blown off was John Davis, I think. So. Alexander Booth was drowned by a beast, also abandoned crew and vessel. Only £5 awarded. Weird. Next page. Patrick O'Hagan was speared by a beast. Estate was fined 50 quid.
I guess if you think about it, drowning's kind of in the title, really, isn't it? With being a sailor, you know, you're most likely to drown out of anything else, aren't you?
So George Shirley was shot by Akbar by a cannon. Extraordinary valor, awarded £25. Samuel Peters basically died in England. He was crushed by cargo as it was being loaded. Awarded £15.
Was it? Oh yeah.
He's basically the first person to die.
Who was the stowaway?
We don't know.
That's not in there. The stowaway isn't in there.
A preliminary draft of this assessment has been approved by the Royal Trade Guarantor. Total claim £29,260. On behalf of the Honourable East India Company, I certify all statements as accurate and declare this matter closed in its entirety. But it's not. We don't know what happened to Martin or Philip.
No, but we've got that still to come, don't we?
I guess the money is kind of like a high score.
Maybe.
The pocket watch remains in your possession.
Are we going to do the last chapter or not?
I assume so. The book returns to its original owner, Henry Evans in Morocco, as requested.
That's quite cool. I like that. Subtle.
Mm-hmm.